Title: When Life's Ironies Hit Too Close to Home, a Hinsdale teen's unthinkable end. TLDR: Tragic sub-shop crash takes life of a teen, and a trauma nurse, who's no stranger to such cases, shares her heartbreaking perspective. But, when is it our turn to be the change? You know, they say life can be ironic, but sometimes the level of irony is too deep, too raw to wrap our heads around. Vanessa Yore, a tough-as-nails emergency trauma nurse, has seen more tragedies than most of us could bear in a lifetime. Day in and day out, she witnesses the aftermath of poor choices, those of intoxicated drivers, the victims they hit, and sometimes the very people who caused the chaos in the first place. And get this, she's often the one drawing the blood that could, ironically, seal their fate in court. It's an ordinary routine for her, until it's not. Because what happens when someone you know becomes part of the statistics you deal with daily? Our tale goes to Hinsdale, where amidst the aroma of subs and the chit-chat of friends and families, an unthinkable accident took place. A car crashed into a sub shop, and in its destructive path, it claimed the life of a young teen. It's every parent's nightmare. But, what was he dreaming of? A future career? A first date? Maybe planning the next game night with friends? We'll never know. And here's the thought-provoking part: in a world where we're constantly bombarded by alerts, notifications, and digital distractions, when do we truly pause and reflect on our own actions? How many of us have been guilty of just a sip or just a glance at the phone? Vanessa, in her grief and professional stance, challenges us all. Not through lectures or clinical tales, but by embodying the living, breathing juxtaposition of her profession. She's both the healer and, in a way, the silent witness to many final verdicts. But the real kicker? In a time where car crashes seem so distant, like something you read in the news or scroll past on social media, how do we ensure they don't hit close to home? How do we make sure that every teen, every person, who steps out, comes back home with stories of adventures and not tragedies? It's one thing to read about it, to send thoughts and prayers, but another entirely to enact change. After all, aren't memories meant to be about joy, laughter, and love rather than heartbreak and despair? Question for you: in a society that's always on the go, how can we prioritize safety and awareness over haste and distractions?